There we go. One more person here to let into the meeting. I think we have everyone we're expecting. All right, great. Well, looks like all systems are go. So we'll get started. And let me get the notice up in front of us here. All right, great. So this is docket 5290 WR 102, the application of the city of Schofield for authority to adjust water rates. This is Michael Newmark, the administrative law judge for the PSC. We are on Zoom, and I just wanted to check in the hearing room if everyone in the room can hear me okay.
We can't hear at Schofield.
Yeah, okay, because I know I do see a number of people in attendance here. So, all right, just want to make sure everyone's systems are working. All right, so we're on Zoom. Like I said, we have the commission staff, the utility, its consultants, and members of the public in attendance here. Both looks like on Zoom and in the wherever the room that the utility is using. Looks like their council chambers.
Yeah.
So I did want to mention, just for the future, it's totally appropriate for you to have a room available for the public. And I appreciate you setting all the equipment up. We did notice the hearing as having no physical location. So it was just people were just supposed to attend through Zoom. And that may have been a miscommunication. So in the future, we just want to coordinate with commission staff to make sure we know if you're going to hold the hearing in a location. We'll put that in our notice too, so that customers, so we'll at least be aware of that, and we can give customers a heads up if they contact us and ask us where the location is. And also that should be in your notice as well, if you're inviting people to join us in person. So just to know for the future, no harm done at this point, but we were expecting to hold this solely on Zoom. So
Can we comment to that, Michael?
yeah, go ahead.
So it was our understanding that we had this available to the public to meet at this site at 351 Alderson Street.
And on the notice we sent, we included the physical address.
You did.
Yes, your notice may have said that, but the commission notice should say that as well. So what I'm saying is that we need to coordinate that and make sure we're both on the same page before we notice customers. Okay. Okay, so what we're doing here today is creating the record in the case. And that's the documents we identify as exhibits, and we'll verify those under oath. We'll also take comments today on Zoom from the utility, commission staff, and members of the public who wish to make their comments live. And we'll also collect comments in writing. And like I mentioned before, we began the hearing. Those comments are due Thursday, June 6th. They need to be submitted to our website by that date, or we need to receive them by mail by that date. So at this point, I don't see any comments on file at this time. But the instructions on how to do that, the website link and the mailing address are on the commission's notice of hearing, which is now part of the screen share. So on the YouTube recording as well. And I believe the utility also did include that information in its notice to customers. So feel free for the public to either make their statement live today or get that to us in writing by the deadline. So what we do at the record, we forward that to the decision maker in the case, and that's Andy Galvin, the administrator for the Division of Water Utility Regulation and Analysis. So the administrator will review the record, and that'll include the YouTube recording. Once the decision maker will decide the case, and then a written order will issue based on that decision. It'll be emailed to the utility and posted on the commission's website. There is some details on how to get that document, once it's issued, it's the second page of our notice has this documents and schedule section. So that link will bring you to the page of our website that includes, that will have the decision posted as well. So just so you know that. But at this point, I think we're ready to go with the utilities documents, getting those verified. So I'm gonna change our screen share and include a email that was developed and sent to the utility by commission staff. So it does list 8 documents the commission staff identified for the record and 2 from commission staff. The public notice was verified by affidavit. Actually, I didn't see that there were 2. I see. Okay, so you had the mailings. Okay. And then the other one was the where'd you go? The other one was the affidavit. So I suppose we have one file by affidavit, the publication itself. Suppose we probably should verify that other document as well. So we do have the public hearing customer notice document, as well as the other documents that are more technical related to the application. Customer notice affidavit's already verified. So let's start with this hearing customer notice. Who do we have in attendance that's the most competent to verify that document for us?
I can verify all of the utility exhibits.
Okay, that's fine. Appreciate that. All right, so let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, just give us your name and title, please.
Brian Raymer, Senior Municipal Advisor with Ellers, acting as the utilities rate consultant throughout the rate case.
All right, great, thanks. So can you see the screen share?
I can.
And you see the documents listed. Well, there's 8 documents, and we're really dealing with documents 1 and 3 through 8. Are you familiar with those?
I am familiar with all of those stated.
All right. Are they complete and correct to the best of your knowledge?
They are.
All right. Do you have any comments?
I do not have any additional comments at this time.
Okay. Now we'll allow other representatives of the utility to make a comment. Does anyone wish to make a comment on behalf of the utility?
I can't. Oh, I have no comment in regards
Oh,
to that.
you do, Mark? Is that what you said? It's a little trouble hearing you there.
I do not.
You do not. Okay.
We'd like to know who this.
Yeah, we'd like to know who people are here. We're unable to see the screen share, so if you could make that larger screen share so you know what we're discussing here, please.
I can't.
Okay. Well, so we don't have any comments from the utility. So I can't make the screen share larger from my end. But what I can say is I thought I was giving you an introduction at the beginning. This is the Public Service Commission's rate case. It's a hearing in a rate case filed by the city of Schofield for an increase in rates. So part of that process is to have a public hearing. And that process involves both taking testimony and receiving evidence from the parties in the case, which in this case is the utility, and also from commission staff. If they have anything to add to the record, we take those documents as well. We provide an opportunity to comment from the utility and commission staff, and then we take public comment on the case. So case has been processing for a while. Our notice does list the locations of the documents that people are free to review. But at this point, in this part of the process, we're allowing, we want to hear from customers and we want to get their opinion on the case. So when we get to that point, I can open up the case for public comment. At this point now, I do want to get the documents from commission staff verified. So we do have the revenue requirement exhibit, and that's Chris Beauchart, I believe. So I'm going to swear you in. Do you swear or affirm? Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right. And are you familiar with the PSC revenue requirement exhibit?
Yes,
Is it complete and correct to the best of your knowledge?
yes, dear.
Do you have any comments?
I have the utility to make them adjustment in the PFDN report, and they made the applicant made adjustment in the amended 2020 in the original 2023 PFDN report. So those items have been satisfied. That's all the comment I have.
Okay, so the amended report is correct.
Correct. Yes, I reviewed the 2023 PFDN report. I will correct myself. It's actually the original 2023 PFDN report.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thanks. So we'll turn now to commission staff verifying the cost, service study, and rate design. That's Alex Hanna. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. Can you confirm that the PSC cost, service study, and rate design exhibit is complete and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
Do you have any comments?
I have no comments at this time.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to turn the screen share off. We'll see people a little bit better. And we can take public comment now. So I believe we do have two members of the public on Zoom. First one I spoke to before the hearing began, Ashley. I didn't know if you wanted to make a comment at this point.
No, just more attending for the knowledge.
Okay, just observing. All right, thanks. And we also have, looks like Jeff Zinry, Z-R-I-N-Y. Did you want to make a comment? Just unmute and let me know.
Yeah, Jerry.
No? Okay. Well, before we adjourn, I'll just give you another chance in case you're having trouble. So we do have a number of people in the hearing room, assuming members of the public. So it's an opportunity if you want to speak at this point on the application. What I'm going to ask you to do, because it is a little bit difficult to hear you from your side of the room. I'm not sure, Mark, if there's another microphone over on that end.
It would work better for the public to speak because the microphone is directly above them.
Oh, okay. All right. So I think the easiest thing we'll be able to do is just have you stand and get close to that microphone. If Mark could just help them out where that microphone is. So if people do want to make a comment, just let me get a sense of who does want to make a comment. If you just raise your hand, I'm going to try to make this bigger. There we go. One more time there. Okay, so yeah, it looks like we had 3 people, so 4. Okay, so we take the person who's in the front row and just stand near wherever that microphone end is exactly. I don't know. Is it okay? Oh, I see. It's like that thing that's hanging off the wall. Okay, I got it.
Camera's here and okay.
All right. So what we do first is I'm gonna swear you in and get your name, and then I'll have you make your comments. So raise your right hand. You swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Sure.
All right. Just state your name, please.
Zach.
Okay. And what's your comment?
These documents were just presented. Those were not distributed to the public. These are within just you guys. So we have no background information on anything that's taken place as part of all these background documents. Is that right? These were never public,
Okay.
right?
The study itself, wasn't it?
None of the things that we've seen so far were ever made known to the public.
Study.
Were they available on the?
So- So what I can say is, I'm wondering if the city did the city approve the rates in its process, in part of its rate process?
It was, well, I think Ellers can help us with that answer, but this was before the council for their initial approval and discussion.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
I can comment off of Mark's. It's Brian Raymer, the senior municipal advisor. The city hosted a meeting, I believe, back in April of 2023, prior to filing the application. reviewing its options in terms of how to adjust rates through the Public Service Commission. It was decided at that time to file a rate application under the recommendations that we had provided at that time, backed by what's called a long-range cash flow analysis. So if you want all of the documents that would not be on the PSC's website, but on file at the city, I would recommend asking city staff to furnish those. As it relates to the documents affirmed today for the Ray case, these are available on the PSC's website, as kind of indicated by the administrative law judge, as well as indicated in the customer notice that went out as prescribed.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so basically, the logic behind this whole discussion, the discussion itself, and then the conclusion was never made available to the public, is what you're telling me. This was all within the confines of you guys and PSC, correct? There's never any public input or opportunity for public input.
Well,
Yes.
that's,
Yeah, but
I mean, would you like to make a statement about that or about anything else about the case?
the financial consequences to us are pretty dire.
Mhm.
We were never informed that this was even being discussed. It's all kind of come out of left field. Total surprise to us within the last few weeks that we were going to be hit with markedly increased insurance costs to be able to insure for fire protection, that we're going to be billed not a tax, but an assessment. Why not a tax? There's no information about that. There's an assessment to pay for a service that we do not get. So I guess we'd like a whole heck of a lot of background justifying the conclusion that's going to wind up costing all of us hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, totally unexpectedly, that we were never notified about, never had an opportunity to get any input to. We don't know the logic behind all this discussion. So I guess we just kind of appreciate some background information that can justify what's happening to us.
So I don't know if we could take
Okay.
time to answer his question or no.
Well, what I'm gonna do is let's get questions from the remaining people who have their hands up, and then we can, I think we'll loop back and try to address. I think the basic drivers in the case is something that we usually do, upon request, we do have the utility review at the public hearing. But if there's any, let's see what the rest of the questions are first, and then we can loop back around and get more information out there. So we had, yeah, go ahead. See what you have. So same drill, I'll swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, just give us your name, please.
My name is Jeff Kurtz, and I live on Country Club Road. And I'd like to, first of all, say that I agree with Dr. Stack saying this came as a total surprise to us with little or no public information. And secondly, that many of us are here because of a very reassessment of our property values by the city of Schofield. And in my own personal case, I saw a 60% increase in my property value, okay? So a lack of public information, a huge increase in our assessments. And then I have two questions. The first question is, what group of people outside of Country Club Road, if any, are being affected by this? How many addresses or households are being affected?
Okay.
The second question that I have, is it true that the fire protection services are being reimbursed by a general levy, are being reimbursed by this particular levy in terms of the water assessment? And three, the fire department gets to assess us, our insurance companies, for a third payment for basic services. Is this also true? I'd like to.
So I just want to be sure that general levy is a tax levy.
Yes.
Second
that's one
levy-
source of payment.
Wait, go ahead. Wait, hang on. Second
Okay.
levy with your question?
Is this
Okay, so the fire protection charge, yeah.
the water service charge, and then apparently there's an insurance charge.
Okay.
So for that basic services, there are 3 payers already, and you're giving us a 60% increase in our property assessment without any proper notification, and this really gets us ticked off. Thank you.
All right, we'll have them address that.
Amen.
Who else wished to speak? We had 2 other people. Okay, yeah, go ahead with your hand up. Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Third
All right, name please.
Casey Jones,
Okay,
Country Club Road. So I guess the logic of this was to pay for lateral, or not laterals, but water service that was big enough to get to our houses that just have wells. That's what I understood when I read this. And yet when I read the actual 196.03, which this was quoted as the reason that the government can go after us, even though we have wells, it talks about, well, the city is providing, it's storing, it's doing all this stuff with water, where I don't know if the rest of you utility guys know this, but we have 2,500 acres of water in our backyard. It's called Lake Wausau and the Wisconsin River. And there's a PVC pipe right over by Hendon's that's there for wintertime access for the fire trucks to plug in and suck water out of the lake to come to my house and put the fire out. So I really don't know who's kidding who, but this is a money grab. And, you know, you guys are already sucking money out of us for taxes. We're basically subsidizing the city of Schofield for their tax base. And, you know, who's kidding who? This is outrageous. And that's all I got. Thanks.
thanks. So I'm just wondering, for the people on Country Club Road, have you all received a similar increase in assessments? I think the one gentleman said 60%.
Oh, yeah.
Mine was 100%.
Yeah.
It's a county.
Huge.
County.
And this little notice was placed
And
in that letter,
Yeah.
which was really nice.
And that was a city assessment, or you said county?
County.
City.
City.
Well,
We did a
it's done.
reevaluation.
Okay. All right, just curious.
Another comment, I thought even up one, I said, shouldn't be allowed another opportunity, but,
Yeah, we're not done. But yeah, if you have an extra question, then we'll loop back around and answer them.
yeah, let me ask, when I get the floor, let me ask. Does anybody else want to get up there?
Good, go ahead.
My other comment was this is a fait accompli, this has been done evidently. We no longer have fire service, the city gave that away, which means that for some time now, I'm not sure how long, but for quite a long time, we were going to be billed, our insurances were going to be billed for fire service. You guys knew that, we didn't know that. My personal fire insurance will max out at $500 coverage. I'm sure if I had a major fire, it would far exceed 500. So you are essentially sussing me potentially many thousands of dollars without even letting me know that was going to happen. Because you changed the rules for us and we were never notified of it. You know, we're gonna have to up our ante a lot for help for fire insurance, to be able to let the fire insurance or fire company, the fire department, bill our insurance company. We were never warned of that, given the opportunity. So I think you guys have been very remiss in putting us at risk for huge expense in the case of fighting a fire without letting us know that.
Okay, well, thanks. I'm gonna now pass this on to the utility to have them address these questions. I think just first of all, if we could just get a general overview of the case, the drivers of costs, it's probably more than the fire protection issue, but I want the utility to get a chance just to explain some of the basics that were went into the proposed rate increase.
Well, yeah.
Who do we want to start with?
Well, I think as far as like where the cost came from as part of the study that we did with Allers. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. So we took into fact some of the infrastructure that we have in place, some of the upgrades that we did, and some of the upgrades that we need to do, and the cost of providing safe and affordable water and clean. So we have some of these features that we need to account for in the future, and that's where the rates came from for the water service to your houses. I understand the majority of these people in attendance today have their own wells. So that is outside of that. So it's as part of where the rate came for the cost of water. That's what part of this discussion is today. There's two parts of this. The other part is transferring the fire protection that was billed on your tax bill, now getting reallocated as a special utility bill, and eventually now it won't be placed after this is approved. It won't be placed on your taxes, which now, as part of your taxes, they take the base rate or evaluation of your home, and a percentage of that then gets an additional fee based on the value of your home, gets applied to your taxes for fire protection. So that won't be on there. It'll be eventually come as a utility bill. So you won't get a water utility bill, but you're gonna pay for fire protection, but you're not gonna pay for it on your taxes like you do today and you have for.
Or people with insurance.
You're gonna pay for it as a utility bill. You're gonna get a bill saying, City of Schofield, fire protection. And
So
it's
we don't
gonna
have
have
that
on
insurance.
there,
Hang on, sir. One person at a time. We're giving the utility a chance to respond, so let's let them do that.
and on your bill, it's gonna be a quarterly bill. So it's $109.
I think divided by-
$109. So every quarter, you're gonna get a bill of $27. And $109 for the year. That's the fire protection that you're gonna pay. As far as the insurance goes, I'm a little bit confused, you know, unless there's additional premiums that you have to pay for your insurance company. I'm a little confused on where you're saying
We were told,
the insurance premium or insurance that you needed to pay in addition to. So right now, we're sending you a bill. We sent you a letter saying we're gonna send you a bill. It's not gonna be on your tax bill anymore. It's not gonna be on your tax roll. It's not based off the value of your home. You're just gonna get a $119 or $109 flat rate bill. But it's gonna be divided quarterly. So you're gonna pay $27 a quarter for fire protection.
we were told, now I didn't personally talk to the police, to the fire chief, but we were told indirectly through the fire chief that they would bill our insurance. If we have a fire, they bill us, and we then take that to our insurance. So the payee for that service is not that $109 assessment, it's our insurance. That's what we're told.
Sounds a little bit unclear. Keep talking. Maybe I can capture
Well, I
this
mean,
a
that's
little bit better
just what
because
we've been told. So what you're saying is,
fire
that's not
department
true.
say-
Hang on, you guys, one at a time. So
So if there's something beyond this, outside of this scope of what we're discussing today, we're discussing the water rates to the customers and fire protection and reallocating that off of your
Exactly.
assessment for fire protection. That's what this PSC
I understand,
is for
I
today.
understand. And
So
our
if there's
concern
something with
is,
the fire department saying, hey, when you guys have a fire, I'm gonna send you a bill for my service, and then you're gonna have to turn this in your insurance
and
company.
that's,
I ain't got no clue what the heck you're talking about. I ain't got nothing to do with the fire department here.
well, except that this is all about the fire department. This is all about fire service. We're being assessed $109 a year for what should be a taxable service. It's always been a taxable service. Why it's being done not as a tax, but as an assessment, I have no idea why that comes forth, but because at least if it's taxed, we can deduct that. That's a deductible expense. The assessment is not. But be that as it may, we're told that we're getting this $109 assessment or they're saying it's for fire, we've been told that it's for water.
No, it's for public fire protection. It's what we need to design and create in order to have.
But then we
fire
need a
protection and
clarification
fire.
that you're guaranteeing we will have
And so the
fire.
fire truck shows up to your.
Okay, I think we're getting some clarity here as to what the issue is, and I think we've provided, I think the record is now has a little bit more information in it. But I'm just curious, in terms of the infrastructure that's being funded by the fire protection charge, so is there infrastructure currently in place from the water utility to provide fire protection to this? I guess it's the Country Club Road.
So the city has a distribution system that falls short of the entire length of the road that these customers live on.
Mm-hmm.
When the fire truck shows up at their house, it has a tank load of water on that fire truck in order to put these fires out.
Okay, so this is increasing
What you're asking.
level of service for fire protection to these additional customers. That's the goal. Or no?
Say that one more time.
Are you, so the charging of the adding the fire protection charge to those customers, is that in response to increasing the infrastructure that the utilities put in place?
There's been no discussions of that. I mean, maybe over the last 20 years, there's been some discussions about extending a water distribution system to the extremities, but at this time, there's no.
Okay. So it's just going to be replacing the charge that's on the tax roll. It's a one-for-one replacement. Okay.
Does that mean our taxes will go down so that we can buy the extra insurance?
No.
I think that's something you need to discuss.
You guys got rid of our fire department. We no longer have a fire department. You're contracting with the different villages to provide fire protection. They're gonna bill us. That's what they're saying. And we were never told that. We were never even told we're losing our fire protection in the first place. Weren't told we're gonna get billed for fire. If we'd had a fire 6 months ago, probably we would be out thousands of dollars for that. And now we're getting hit with an extra charge for something we're really not getting anything.
I think
That's still not sure what
I'll
$109
discuss this
is
further
for.
with you once I had discussions with the fire department as to how that and what your concerns were directly with that.
So that's on us, it's not on you. You guys come up with the charge and made these decisions, and now it's up to us to go negotiate with that fire department.
Yeah, I think in terms of this case, I'm not sure that in terms of what the fire department is planning or what they may have told you is something you may want to investigate further, or have the city on your behalf get involved, because that's not something we can control. But in terms of the fire protection charge, what I'm hearing is that it's basically just switching the tax roll basis for collecting the charge to the separate fire protection bill from the utility. So the commission's role is to, if a charge is added or a proposal to change a rate of utility service is being contemplated by the utility, that's where the commission comes into place and approves or denies that. So we're dealing simply with the fire protection charge that's replacing the tax levy. That's the issue in this case. When it comes to what the fire department may do to someone in need of fire protection, I think you'd want to address that with the city and between the city and the fire department, get them involved and see what the plans actually are. I think that may, that's something that might happen regardless of what happens in this case. Sounds like that's just a new plan for the fire department. But we really don't have authority over that relationship. So, but I'm glad we were able to flesh that out a little bit and get some more clarity. Hopefully that gives you a little more direction as to where to address what looks like the major question here is the insurance charges or the charges from the fire department. And in terms of the fire protection charge at issued, is there anything else that people want to say or the utility wants to add?
Yeah, just that you should know that this is not presented as being very honest to you guys, because it says this service recovers the cost to size the water utility system appropriately to provide adequate service and provide water to fight fires based on PSC rules and does not recover costs for the fire department. So you guys are being, I think, a little bit smoke and mirrored on this thing. They're trying to tell you that, yeah, we need this money because we're sizing these utility lines in order to put out their fires, when in a sense, there are no utility lines to size. We all have wells. So this isn't being very honest to you guys to help you make.
Okay, well, I think we got that, and I think the decision maker is going to be able to hear that. So I think your concerns have definitely been noted and will be considered by, like I said, Andy Galvin will be making the decision in this case. So
Make one
he'll
more
be watching this recording, and he'll see that what you want to be addressed. Anything the utility wants to add to that?
I think it's very disingenuous to make a decision without really knowing whether we're gonna get fire service. And until that issue is resolved, we're left very much hanging. If there's a fire, we have no idea. We don't have insurance coverage, and we don't think the city's gonna provide it for us.
Go make some money.
And I don't think we can resolve this whole issue until that question is.
Okay, well, yeah, I hear you, and we definitely have your opinion on this, so that'll be reviewed by the person making the decision here. So I think that's good. I'm glad you're able to give us that input, and it's definitely a different perspective that at least I didn't have before. So I appreciate it.
Can I be sworn in or whatever?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, come up to that microphone wherever that
Under
is.
the microphone. You can probably hear me with.
Right there. I think it's right under you. So yeah, so let me swear you in. Do you swear or affirm? Tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And go ahead, give us your name and go ahead.
Paul Hendon, and I live on Country Club Road as well. It is also seeming that the timing is just terrible with this new assessment. We don't know mill rates. We don't know, you say a certain percentage of our taxes go to fire right now, but we don't even know what it's going to be. It would almost seem like this could be delayed for till that is resolved, to be able to understand, because you're saying you're retaking it off our tax levy, but we don't even know what that's going to be. All we can go on is past history, but with the huge reassessment, which by the way is not citywide, it's bigger than our city, it's countywide, I believe, because my son-in-law lives in the town of Wausau, and they got everybody I've talked to in the city of Wausau has also been reassessed, and they're all saying 50% reassessment average, and nobody knows mill rates. So it puts us all kind of like, whoa, we're already looking at a potential for a big tax bill and increases, and yet this is going to come off. It actually could be cheaper for us to go this way, but we don't know that. And then to his point, I don't have an issue as much with the fire protection because I live next to the hydrant, so I'm not going to have to drive a truck down to bring the water to me. But it's just terrible timing. If more answers, or if it could be waited until we get those answers, it would be more helpful for us, because we are looking at some major changes in the tax structure for the county of Marathon County. So this is my thoughts on it anyway.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Anyone else hasn't spoken yet, wishes to make a comment?
I don't have a comment, but it's on behalf of the utility. I just wanted to say that.
Wait, hang on. Are you're a representative of the utility?
Yes, this is Mark.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry, would you give us your name, please?
Mark Hewitt. I'm with the utility.
Oh, okay. Yeah, something else is, I'm just not seeing you there. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
So the example that we included in that letter was stating that if you had a $200,000 home, your fire protection charge currently is $150. this new ruling and reallocation of fire protection coming directly to you as a bill, as a customer, is gonna be $108.
Okay, and what letter are you referring to?
We mailed a letter to, the individuals outside the distribution system, we would be providing fire protection for.
Can I clarify, Mark?
Yes,
Okay, so the city decided to send a letter to the non-general customers, Mr. Newmark, as a result of using that tariff language to add the non-general service water customers to that public fire protection charge. Again, that would apply to anybody who previously paid in through their levy. So these are anybody within the corporate limits that would have paid for, again, nothing to do with firefighter salaries or fighting a fire. This just has to do with the distribution, storage of water to fight fires, which was already paid for by the levy by all of these customers. Since they're non-general customers now getting a new water bill, I think the city did a good job to actually send out a separate correspondence to which we compared the costs to the last tax bill, right? So we looked at what that PFP charge, public fire protection, what that public fire protection charge was, applied it to the total levy to come up with the mill rate per thousand, and then provided a sample of $200,000 property value to show what that would have been, which would have been $165.10 for the year. By redistributing this charge, which was previously applied to everyone, now under the equalized meter method, that quarterly bill, or that annual bill, excuse me, would be $109.81. It was to just basically ensure and provide that additional understanding, which honestly, in my experience, doing about 12 rate cases a year for various communities throughout the state, not many communities do. So I do acknowledge the city went above and beyond the PSC statutory requirement to notice these customers of it. This hearing obviously is not speaking to the reassessment. I feel you on the reassessment issues, that it's statewide. That is not great timing. I will acknowledge that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have a copy of that letter in the docket. I think that would actually be a good thing to add to the record.
Sure, we can do that.
File that as file it as an offered exhibit, and then we can add that to the record. It's simply a copy of the letter, an example of the letter that was sent to customers. That would appreciate that.
Yep.
And Mark, did you have a comment as well?
that was my comment. But
Okay, that's fine. So hang on just a minute. So I think we had Jeff Zinri, you had your hand up, and we just got distracted there. Did you want to make a comment?
No, that's not me.
No, Jeff is on the Zoom here, and I just wanted to. So I did want to ask if anyone else who hasn't spoken yet wishes to make a comment. Let's open that up to anyone else. Okay, and Jeff, this is your chance.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, I had a
All right.
feeling if I waited long enough, you'd.
Yeah, I was having trouble turning my mic off. Jeff Serini, Country Club Road.
Okay, great. So just curious, can you get your camera on by any chance?
Yeah. Hang on. That's video. Can you see me now?
Go. Yes, we got you there. Perfect.
Okay.
So people don't have to look at me all the time. Let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, just state your name and give us your comment.
Jeff Serini, Country Club Road. Like the others that have raised questions, I question the equality of this, but I do have, mine's more of a question than a comment. Do the people in the city of Schofield that have have water services and sewer, water and sewer, are they picking up an additional charge as a result of this transference out of our tax levy? Or for some reason, we're the only people being charged?
Okay, that's fair enough. I think utility can answer that.
So
Yes.
everything within our jurisdiction of the city of Schofield, which would rely on the fire department to show up to your house, has this. Some residents that lie within our distribution system, they're getting a charge just the same as you are. It's $109. We base that $109 based off of a water service size, and Ellers has kind of helped us come up with an amount that would satisfy the needs to provide that service for fire protection.
And Brian, go ahead.
I'll just correct you, Mark. Technically, the PSC came up with that amount.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Okay. All right. So anyone else hasn't spoken yet? I think there may be a few people left. Just give you a chance there. Okay. All right. Well, I do appreciate everyone being in attendance and giving us your views. And I think definitely is an insight for the decision maker to review this, especially the video here. We'll make sure that Administrator Galvin gets an opportunity to view this and become informed about the issues here. I appreciate everyone's participation and respectful discourse here. Appreciate it very much. And I want to thank you all. At this point, I think we have everything we need for the record. And like I said, the administrator will review the record and make a decision. And then we will get an order issued on the commission's website and emailed to the utility. So thanks very much, everyone. Take care, and we're adjourned.